Well, this is my annual telling you all that the pike fishing season for me is over. Surprise, it's over. It's 26th of March and the pike are spawning where I live, so I'm going to leave them alone. I don't fish for the pike while they're spawning. I let them have a rest. I then change what I do to coarse fishing like bream and tench. So today I'm going to do some messages in the shops of the town, and then I'm going to sort out the fishing gear in my van, sort out my garage, and just do some general end of year bits and pieces. It's been a difficult year. I have broken GoPro cameras. I have broken rod eyes. Had to send a bite alarm back to Delkim to be fixed because it broke. There's been a lot of things that's happened this year to the gear that's not been ideal. The last vlog I haven't actually ever posted it. I fished a session on the river and the big gust of wind came in and literally flattened the brolly that I have and broke the ribs, so I had to go and buy new ribs for the brolly, which was a bit crap if I'm honest. But all of the things that's happened, the negative things that's happened this year, reference the fishing side of it, it kind of paled into insignificance because on the early hours of Tuesday the 15th of March, my best friend, you guys know him as Mr. H, Dwayne Howard, he took his own life, and I've kind of been dealing with that decision since. It's not been easy. I've lost a brother, basically. I can't quite compute. I can't quite figure out what happened. I can't quite get my brain to make things go into sense. I don't understand his decision. I mean, we talked on the Monday evening. My wife had went back to work. It was her first time back at work since the baby was born. And Dwayne was in good spirits. He was the normal, happy Dwayne. We talked about a bed chair for him. Talked about ordering a bed chair. I ordered him, a bed chair. I ordered him a Nash bed chair and sleep system. It was a conversation. It was just a normal conversation. It kind of went from fishing to rugby and the Six Nations, and on the Saturday, the last Saturday, the Six Nations, we were all meant to be going to his garage, to his bar. He had a bar in his garage, which was cool. He was going to get a couple of kegs of lager in. He was going to speak to his uncle, who owns the catering firm, and we were going to get drunk and watch the last day of the Six Nations. He did have plans that the Saturday would be the Six Nations day and the Sunday we could go fishing, and I said to him, if I'm drinking all day Saturday, then I'm not going to be doing anything on the Sunday. And he said, well, we'll play it by ear. So we had a laugh, and conversation ended, and I kind of carried on with my normal life. And then I was told about 2 o'clock on the Tuesday what had happened. Unfortunately, it was his mother that found him. So I can't imagine what that poor woman is going through right now. Instead of the Super Saturday of rugby, we buried him that day. Buried him on the Saturday. So I've not been dealing with it, very well. If I'm honest with you, I don't understand his actions. It's my own personal view that I think it was a snap decision. I don't think it was a planned out event. I'm not going to go into the whys and the wherefores. Dwayne was an armed forces veteran who worked on, he was a tank mechanic, he was a craftsman in the army. He served in Iraq, and well, he definitely seen some of the more kinetic operations in Iraq, working on the tanks, because where the tanks go, Dwayne would have had to go in case the tank maybe had a mechanical malfunction or something, so he was basically there, with the tanks. When Dwayne came home from the army, he worked his ass off to set up his business, to build himself a house, to kind of live the dream, so to speak. And he did. He built a cracking little house. He built an awesome business for himself. Anyone that knows Dwayne knows that he loved his dogs. He had quite a large pack of German Shepherds. Beautiful big animals. But he struggled with his mental health, and it was one of the things we talked about a lot when we were fishing. Dwayne would ask me questions about my mental health issues and how I deal with it, and he would say this is what's bothering him right now, and we would try and talk around it. It's easier to talk to somebody that knows where you've been, what you've done, than to talk to a stranger. I don't trust doctors, don't trust the NHS staff, and that was an opinion that was shared by Dwayne. He didn't trust his GP. Anytime he went to his GP, the GP just handed him a prescription for pills and told him to, that's your 15 minutes, go away. So he struggled with the mental health trauma that he had in his life. COVID definitely hurt him. The shutdowns hurt his business, which caused financial problems. His relationship deteriorated and fell apart with his partner, and that caused problems. Mr. H was a bit down. It was a bit down in a dark place. And I'll be honest, the first time that we had arranged to go fishing, I arrived at his house, and it was a bit of a battle to get him out of the house. And I basically said to him, get in the fucking van, you're coming fishing. And I took him to somewhere where I knew he had a better chance than not to catch some decent fish, which was Derryad Jetty. And he caught fish. And it was like something that in him kind of clicked. He kind of could enjoy this, he kind of could have a laugh again. And from that point on, instead of me initiating the conversation, Dwayne would be asking me, where are we going, what are we doing? He got super interested in everything from like the rigs we used to where we were fishing to like a lot of the WhatsApp conversations I got from him were him sending me Google Earth map pictures saying, what about here, what about here? So he definitely had something in his life that he was enjoying. He had other things that were going on. One of our friends, he had an accident at work and he ended up with an amputation to his lower leg, or to his leg, and he plays wheelchair basketball. Well, he managed to get Dwayne down to play the wheelchair basketball on a Tuesday night. And again, Dwayne loved it. Good day out, good evening out. And there was, instead of him being, depressed and unhappy, there was a lot of us in his life that were kind of pulling him to get him on his feet again. And I honestly thought that we'd got him past this part of his life where he was suicidal. He told his mother in the past that this is only going to end the one way. He just couldn't deal with the trouble that he had in his head. He couldn't deal with his demons. Having been in a place where I was going to do that myself, I can understand what it's like to have that in your head. Post-traumatic stress disorder is horrible. I wouldn't wish it on my enemies. It's horrible. It's this voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, that you're useless, that you're worthless, that just your mere presence is hurting everyone around you, and that their lives would be better if you ended yours, because you're a burden, you're a disgrace, you are just something that's causing everyone else around you pain. And this is in your head and you can't change it. The way I would describe depression is like carrying a big bucket of water on your head. If somebody's pouring the water into the bucket and it gets heavier and heavier and heavier. For me, going away fishing, getting out of the house, getting away from everybody, was my way of emptying the water out of that bucket. Now, you'll always have that bucket. It's always going to be there. But as long as you empty it, you can kind of deal with it. That's how I can explain it. But with post-traumatic stress disorder, that bucket can get bigger instantly, and it can instantly get full of water. It can instantly just get that. It doesn't happen slow. It can happen in a split second. It can just be on top of you. I dealt with it because, at one point I was really struggling, and I was not a happy guy. So I could see what Dwayne was going through, and I honestly tried my best. I really did try my best. We had a talk about it, and it was Dwayne who initiated the conversation about a suicide attempt that he had. I kind of said to him that I would rather listen to him talk at what doesn't matter what time of the day it is. I would sooner listen to his bullshit than carry him in a box. And he shook my hand, and he goes, if he's in a dark place like that again, he'd call me. That conversation never ever happened. That call never came. And I can't help but think in my own head that I missed something in the conversation, and I've kind of relived the conversation again and again. Instead of Super Saturday watching rugby, we laid him to rest. So I have to take comfort in the fact that his decision means that he's no longer being tortured. He's at peace, and I have to take solace in that. I'm going to have to take some time out to process it, because I can't process it right now. Dwayne's mother she was now left with the process of sorting out his estate. She phoned me and said, come down to the house and take away his fishing gear. You can have it all. Just take it. I think that she just wanted it out of the house. she just wanted it taken away. I have a Land Rover Defender that's sitting in Dwayne's garage, or in on his yard. And the plan was, to rebuild it, put a new chassis in it, a new engine in it, and wanted to get it back on the road. And well, I've just told Donna to, when the scrap man comes to take away the other cars that's not salvageable, to just tell him to take my Land Rover away, because I couldn't imagine ever driving it again. I just don't want to think about that. I'd rather just turn it into paper clips or some shit, because I can't imagine driving it again. Done a fair bit of crying. Done a lot of crying. But the next dangling video that you guys will see will be course fishing, because for me the pike fishing this side of it's all over. So I also have I got like a van load of Dwayne's fishing stuff that I have to sort and go through, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with a lot of it. There's a lot of stuff that's there's some spinning rods and some pike rods, and there's a lot of clothing that he bought. There's pretty good clothing. He bought the Pro Logic stuff. It's pretty good. So I probably end up donating the clothing to somebody that's maybe starting off in angling, and because it's not gonna fit me. So yeah, it's been a tough few weeks, and normal service with the videos will resume pretty soon, but at the minute I just need some time away to deal with everything that's going on. So until the next time, guys, tight lines. I'll see you all in another video. We all know people, everyone knows people that are feeling a bit low, they're a bit down. Reach out to them. Don't text them, don't phone them, just get in your car and go and visit them. Arrive at their doorstep. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you'll be there when they need them. Tell them that they're not alone. And no matter what shit's in their head, you want them in your life. Please don't sit in silence. If you need help, please reach out. Because I'll be fucking honest, I don't want to have anyone's family going through what Dwayne's family are going through right now, because it's heartbreaking. So please look after yourselves, and please check up on the people that you know are a bit down. Until the next time, guys, tight lines.